are there any downsides to being promiscuous? All right, for us men. All right, so basically, is there anything, what can go wrong if you go through a slut phase as a man? All right, so I thought it was a good question because I'm always talking about, you know, dig them down and toss them to the side of the road. So I also got to give you the bad side to it.
My third video I ever made on this channel was called 5 Reasons Why I Stopped Being a Hoe. Because, you know, the life isn't all that it's cracked up to be. So today, we're gonna react to AMS's video called Sleeping with a Lot of Women Ain't All That. And we're starting right now.
Brim low on my fitted, dreams has always been vivid. I'm just trying to go get it, catch me right around and I'm ignorant, I'm just rolling.
Buy my t-shirt, little bitch.
So tell them get on my level, ho. I'm burning up, see I'm hotter than where the devil go. It ain't enough till I'm burning down.
Okay, guys, so I also want to give you some bad side to go with being dealing with fucking 50 hoes a year and all this other bullshit, okay? Number 1, higher chance of STD.
Higher chance of STD is obvious, and that wasn't one of my 5 reasons. But here's some free game. Condoms don't protect you against all STDs. The ones it doesn't protect you from are herpes, genital warts, and syphilis. Oh, you don't believe me? Just Google it. I'm telling you, right after I used to smash a chick, I'd run and rinse off real quick because you never know if she's burning or not. And AMS was just talking about condoms busting, but you can catch something even when you're wearing a condom right.
Next, guys, false rape and abuse accusations. Okay, so what happened is, guys, if you deal with enough women, you gonna have a chance to run across a vindictive one. All right, so you can have a woman that she slept with you with the whole mindset that this is gonna be a relationship, right?
No.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yes, women do accuse men of false accusations, but normally you know a bitch is crazy before you even get to fucking. I've had women tell me stories of how crazy they are, and when they tell me, I believe them, and I stay the fuck away from them. So if you're thinking with the wrong head, you may end up in a situation that's hard to get out of. Now, when you're a celebrity, that's a different thing, because if a woman accused Drake of that, well, she might get paid off to shut up. Apparently, Drake recently gave a chick $350,000 because, according to her, he just took it.
What?
But the normal guy doesn't have to worry about that, as long as you're not aggressive towards women and you vet them properly. A woman gains nothing by accusing a normal guy of the R word. Think about it. She has to go out of her way to show up to court and do all of these other things that are required to prove it happened. So why would she go through all of that when she could just block you if she didn't like you and move on with her life? Not to mention, eventually you'll get out and you may want revenge. But honestly, if a woman wanted to get you locked up, it's plenty of fake crimes she can say you committed.
Next, guys, get the stalker type. Fuck over the wrong one. So a lot of you guys didn't see that movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
There's a chance a woman can hide being a stalker. But just like the false accusation lady, the stalker is just as crazy. So you need to vet these ladies right to avoid dealing with crazy ones. Oftentimes, we overlook crazy because she's hot. I would revert you to my hot and crazy matrix video, because normally a woman doesn't just meet you and become a stalker. That happens over time. When you build a connection, maybe she's in your rotation for a while and starts to catch feelings, and you remind her that she's not your girl, but she wants more, but you say no, and then you break up with her. Yeah, she might stalk you right after. But here's a different example of that.
I ended up getting her to suck my dick on the first date or whatever. And so, well, actually, it was actually the second time. All right. And the only reason I went out with her second time, because she was all over. I seen it was going to be easy pussy, right? And so I didn't see her no more. Like, in that same time that I didn't see her no more, somebody scratched my fucking Mercedes up all the way from the front to the back. That's just, that what we call that? We just call that, you know, that's just a loss.
I don't think most women get that attached to a man after 2 days, but that woman probably sold herself on a dream. She probably was thinking how cute she would look in AMS's new Mercedes G-Wagon, and the fact that it ended so fast probably pissed her crazy ass off. Yeah, I'm not sure there's much you can do about that situation. Unless she gave you red flags and you said you was gonna hit it anyway. I've had girls joke about keying their man's car in the past, thinking it was funny. And when they made the joke, I was like, I'm not even gonna deal with this lady because she exceeds my level of craziness, and no WAP is worth that.
Next, losing focus of your purpose.
Reason number 2 walks me right into reason number 3 is you waste a ton of time. Like, you waste a lot of time going out on dates with these girls, texting girls that you honestly, you really just want one thing.
I don't want to make love, I just want to.
And after that one thing, you might want it a couple more times, but you're wasting time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Like, a lot of these dating coaches, they're like, oh, be on your purpose, be on your purpose. But at the same time, if you're chasing girls like that, you got a rotation full of girls you just fucking around with. Let's say you're in high school or you're at work and you work a 9 to 5, right? So from 9 to 5, that's your job. After that, you got from 6 to 11 saying that you commute back home. So from 6 to 11, that's probably like around 35 hours a week. It's 5 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's 35 hours a week. You take some time out. Y'all play video games. Y'all watch sports. Y'all do all of that stuff. So let's just subtract half of that, right? So now we're at 17 hours. And now with that 17 hours, say you go on those 3 dates that we talked about in reason number 2. Now you're back to what? 12, 13 hours, subtract that. So now you got 4 hours left to what? Work on your purpose? That makes no sense. And then you're not even taking into consideration that you got to text these girls and do all that stuff. Like,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I don't want to make love, I just want to.
This is probably the most important. I probably should have put this first, but with women, you got to play the numbers game. Now, with me, I always been choosing signals. So when I mean say the numbers game, I mean you got to be out living such a life of social abundance that you literally don't have time to work. You could take the numbers games as in the amount of women you approach, or you could take the numbers game in how much of a social life that you got to live. You'd be better off going through a grind phase than going through a slut phase.
I knew we'd agree on one of these things.
All right, next, the amount of money you spend.
let's just say you go out on 3 to 7 dates a week. Because on some days like Saturday and Sunday, you can probably go out on more than one date. But let's say for planning purposes, you're going out on 3 dates a week, which is, to me, is pretty minimal. So I'm a numbers guy and I'm from New York. So let's just say the date that I go on, I'm going to probably at least max get 2 drinks because you don't want to get drunk. So you get 2 drinks, she's going to want to get 2 drinks too. So drinks in New York usually cost about $10. So that's about $40. And you don't even have any food. So the next thing, you're like, all right, maybe you be a little cheap and y'all won't get meals. Hopefully she don't want a meal. And you just order like an appetizer. You still probably appetizer like $13. You still probably looking at around, like after taxes and tips and everything, looking at around like $65. So let's just say, $65 with tips. And say you go on those 3 dates and, being conservative, that's $195 a week. So $195, we'll round it up to $200. That's going to turn into about $800 a month, which is about $9,600 in a year. $9,600 a year, and that's after taxes. So let's say before taxes, that's about $12,500.
I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke!
Right? Do you have $12,500 to just throw away just on some girls? Like, I don't think so. It's a lot of things you could do with that, like invest. And then that's just paying for the dates. Like, you also got to take in consideration, like, as a guy, I don't want to speak for everybody, but when I used to dress up nice and I used to wear a lot of expensive stuff, I would do it for the ladies. Like, I'm not putting on a expensive suit or jacket just so my homeboys can be like, that looks good on you. Like, no, you do it for the ladies. Guys buy cars and all that stuff for females. Honestly, it's really expensive. So that's like one of the main reasons why I stopped being a hoe. But I do have some date ideas that are cheaper than the dates that I used to go on. A coffee date. I don't drink coffee, so I'd never ask someone to go get coffee with me. But I mean, if you got a dog, you can ask someone if they want to go for a walk with you with your dog, go hiking, go to the gym. Girls love going to the gym. I stole this idea from one of the dating coaches online. They basically said, have a digital camera, like a good one, and tell a girl, like, you have this nice view, you want to give her a photo shoot. And, I think that's a great idea, and that's pretty free. Grab a bottle of wine and just, hang out.
You investing in chasing ass, and that's fine. You have the right to do that. Just don't complain when you 30 that the government ain't gave you shit, and the government holding you down. It's not. It's you.
Yeah, don't chase that ass. Chase this cash. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I went back and rewatched my old video where I gave 5 tips. AMS only touched on 2 of them, and the other 3 will give you a much better perspective, so check out my 5 reasons why I stopped being a hoe. I'm out.